Okay, in this final short video, I'm going to talk a little bit about incorporating extra credit. We'll look at how that's done on exams, assignments, how to ensure it flows directly into your point system, into the numerator but not the denominator, and then kind of some other ideas about how to do that in a weighted total system. Okay, so again, let's get started. I'm going to hop over into one of my Grade Center modules here. Okay, first, if you are adding extra credit to your exam, again, you want items to be able to add into the numerator but not into the denominator. So I'm going to go down here into Test Surveys and Pools. Go to my test, and I'm going to just take a look here at quiz number 4. I'm going to edit it. Now, notice, maybe this, I really only want 4 questions on the test, but I do want an extra credit question. All I have to do is mark extra credit. So when you set up your exam, you can add a few extra questions, and as long as you mark it as extra credit, so hang on a second, I'm going to go up here. You notice right now it's worth 50 points with a total of 5 questions. When I mark this question as extra credit and I hit submit, notice now it's only worth 40 points, but there's a possibility of 10 extra credit. As long as you set up your exam with the individual questions that are extra credit marked that way, you don't have to do anything else. It'll feed just into your point system and your formula just like everything else. All right. However, what if you are setting up an extra credit assignment? So maybe you have all of these extra credit, and now I'm doing assessment, assignment, and I'm going to call it extra credit. And since this is an astronomy class, I will say okay, and the instructions, submit a cool picture of the moon. All right, now the key here is when you set up an extra credit assignment, you do everything the same. You give it a due date, whatever that due date might be. So we're going to say it's the 26th at 11:59. But this is the key. You make it out of 0 points. So this is not going to go into your formula. Okay, so again, the points you assign them on it, and I usually will put mine up here, you know, 5 points possible. So now they know how many points they can earn on it, but it's out of 0. So this is not increasing your total points possible in the course. It's only increasing the number of points the student can earn, and then you just hit submit. Now, when I go to my Grade Center, full Grade Center, and I go into Manage Column Organization, remember this was my point system class, so it was worth 650 points. Now, it dropped to 640 because I made one of those test questions extra credit. But notice this one here did not add any points into it. All right, so it basically maintained my point system. Okay, so that's how you would incorporate extra credit, simply by making the assignment or the discussion or the journal worth 0 points possible, but then you grade it and assign it a certain number of points. For extra credit, you simply mark that checkbox. Now, in a weighted class, it's a little bit difficult because you can't feed extra credit in. The easiest way I've found for incorporating extra credit is to either incorporate the extra credit directly on assignments. So for instance, give an extra question and on an exam and mark it as extra credit. Or what you can do, and I'm going to pop over to my weighted total example. What you can do is create an additional category of extra credit, okay? So again, Full Grade Center. Manage categories. I'm going to create another category called extra credit. Remember to use all caps. All right. Then I'm going to go over here to my Grade Center. Manage column organization. And now maybe it is that these two of the discussions, say discussion number 3 and discussion number 4, I'm going to change their category to extra credit. Okay? Now, what it's basically saying is, okay, my formula still has journals and assignments and quizzes the exact same as it was set up. But now every assignment I put in that's worth extra credit is going to go into that extra credit category. Now, rather than creating, changing the average here, because that's only based on your syllabus, what I usually do is I'll create a calculated column, a total column, and the column is going to be extra credit total. Okay? And again, I'm going to choose selected columns and category. This time I'm going to choose extra credit. It's going to tell me what's assigned. I can do running total yes. I generally do a running total as no. I'm not going to drop any extra credits. I can if I wanted to. And then I hit submit. So now I have an extra column over here that's going to, and it tells me it's worth up to a possible 200 points because each discussion, all of the extra credit gets fed into here. Okay? And they were 2 100-point assignments because, again, it was a everything's worth 100. So now if it's 200 points possible, a lot of times you can just say, okay, for every 50 points of extra credit you earn, I will give you 1 grade point. And then you just manually create it. So for instance, I give 4 5-point assignments, and if they get the full 20 points, I add the 3 grade points. If they only get 15 points, they'll only get 2 points, and if they only get like 5 points or 7 points, they'll get 1 point. And so you can do it that way where you just have one column that's adding up the extra credit, and then you tell your students in the syllabus or in an announcement how you're going to use this extra credit column to adjust the class average. Okay, so those are the 3 basic ways of incorporating extra credit. Again, as always, reach out to me if you have any questions.